Did U.S. policies lead to the downfall of China's economy? An intriguing question indeed. This question prompts a thorough exploration of the economic strategies of two of the world's most formidable powers. It's a story of tariffs and trade wars, of innovation in industry, and of the intricate dance of diplomacy and economic might. It's about understanding how the complex policies of the Trump administration towards China may have influenced the economic trajectory of both nations. We'll be delving into what worked in favor of each country, and conversely, what may have played against them. Furthermore, we'll shed light on the areas where each economy holds a competitive edge over the other. So, fasten your seatbelts as we embark on this economic roller coaster ride, peeling back the layers of international trade, policy, and economic power. Let's dive into the heart of the matter. First, let's examine the economic policies that the United States has directed towards China. The Trump administration's approach was largely characterized by the implementation of trade tariffs and sanctions, with a clear intent to address trade imbalances and protect domestic industries. However, the actual impact of these measures has been a subject of considerable debate. The trade tariffs, which targeted billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods, were intended to discourage imports and stimulate domestic production. However, some economists argue that these tariffs have resulted in higher costs for American businesses and consumers, while not significantly curbing China's trade surplus. Sanctions, on the other hand, have been used as a tool to address a variety of issues beyond trade. These include allegations of human rights violations in Xinjiang and Hong Kong, as well as concerns over China's military activities in the South China Sea. In addition to trade and sanctions, the United States has also taken a strong stance on China's alleged cyber attacks. In a landmark move, the Biden administration, along with NATO and the European Union, formally condemned China for cyber attacks. While this condemnation was forceful, it did not specify any concrete punishments, reflecting perhaps a reluctance to escalate tensions further. In the realm of human rights, the U.S. has been vocal in its criticism of China's actions in Xinjiang and Hong Kong. However, these condemnations have not been accompanied by significant policy shifts, indicating a complex balancing act between upholding human rights principles and maintaining economic ties. These policies have led to a tense economic relationship between the two superpowers. The measures undertaken by the United States represent a significant departure from past policies, marking a new era in Sino-American relations. This shift has undoubtedly had consequences, both intended and unintended, for the economies of both nations. Now, how have these policies impacted China's economy? Let's take a look at the ripple effects of these policies on the Chinese dragon's economy. Firstly, the stringent lockdown measures imposed by China affected nearly 400 million people across 45 cities, representing a significant chunk of the country's GDP. This lockdown led to disruptions in manufacturing, supply chains, and exports. The port of Shanghai, a vital hub for Chinese freight traffic, was at a standstill, affecting major companies like Sony, Apple, and Tesla. The economic fallout from these measures is estimated to cost billions in lost output per month, potentially impacting China's economic growth targets. These policies also led to a significant decline in exports and imports. The Chinese private sector took a hit, with the government urging them to align with the Communist Party's principles, including promoting common prosperity. This call for alignment came amidst a crackdown on tech giants, reflecting a delicate balance between control and innovation. But it's not all doom and gloom. Despite these challenges, China's leader Xi Jinping has emphasized the importance of unity and support for the private sector. He aims to reassure private businesses and enhance their role in the economy, a move that could boost growth and innovation. However, this situation has also raised concerns about global economic interdependence. Discussions on potential decoupling of economies are on the rise, with China's economic ties with Russia and its implications for national security being closely monitored. In essence, while the U.S. policies have indeed posed significant challenges to China's economy, they've also sparked a call for greater unity and resilience within the country. They've prompted China to reassess its economic strategies, emphasizing the role of private businesses and the importance of aligning with national principles. Clearly, these policies have had a significant impact on China's economy. But as we've seen, China is not a nation to take things lying down. It's a nation that rises to challenges, transforms them into opportunities, and finds a way to keep the dragon roaring. But what about the United States? How has it been affected? The repercussions of the trade war initiated by the Trump administration have been quite significant for the U.S. economy. The tariffs imposed on Chinese goods were intended to protect American industries. However, they inadvertently led to a rise in the cost of imported goods, which was ultimately borne by American businesses and consumers. In sectors like electronics and automotive, where Chinese components are crucial, the increased costs have been particularly challenging. Additionally, China's retaliatory tariffs on American goods hit certain sectors hard. For example, the American agricultural sector, particularly soybean farmers, faced considerable losses due to reduced exports to China. The idea of decoupling the U.S. and Chinese economies has been floated around as a potential solution to these issues. However, this is easier said than done. The two economies are deeply intertwined, with a complex web of supply chains and trade relationships that have been built over decades. Decoupling would not only disrupt these systems, but could also lead to significant economic costs. Moreover, such a move could potentially isolate the U.S. from one of the world's largest and fastest-growing consumer markets. This could lead to missed opportunities for American businesses looking to expand overseas. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy has also been grappling with the impacts of the ongoing pandemic. The disruption of global supply chains coupled with China's stringent lockdown measures has further strained the U.S. economy. Major companies like Apple and Tesla, which rely heavily on Chinese manufacturing, have been particularly affected. The situation underscores the vulnerability of the U.S. economy to external factors and raises questions about the sustainability of its current economic policies. It also highlights the need for a more balanced and nuanced approach to trade relations with China. The effects of these policies have been far-reaching, impacting not just China but the U.S. as well. While the economic tussle continues, each country has its own strengths. Let's take a moment to delve into the areas where the United States and China each hold a competitive advantage over the other. Firstly, the United States. The U.S. economy is fueled by an incredible spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship. This has been a driving force behind the country's technological leadership, with companies like Apple, Google, and Tesla leading the way in their respective fields. The country also boasts a highly developed infrastructure and a robust financial system, factors which make it an attractive destination for global investors. In terms of human capital, the U.S. is home to some of the world's leading universities and research institutions, attracting talent from across the globe. This, coupled with a culture that encourages innovation and risk-taking, gives the U.S. a competitive edge in the development of cutting-edge technologies. Turning our attention to China, this nation also has its unique strengths. China's sheer market size, with a population of over 1 billion, offers immense opportunities for domestic consumption. This, coupled with a rapidly growing middle class, creates a vast market for goods and services. China also has a strong manufacturing base, with a reputation for efficiency and cost-effectiveness. This has made it the world's largest exporter of goods. The country's strategic location in Asia also provides it with easy access to emerging markets in the region. In terms of technology, while China may have been seen as a follower, it is rapidly becoming a leader in areas such as 5G, artificial intelligence, and e-commerce. The country's focus on education, particularly in the fields of science and technology, is also helping to foster a workforce that is equipped for the digital age. These competitive advantages could play a crucial role in the economic game between the two nations. As we move forward, the interplay between these strengths and how each country leverages them will undoubtedly shape the future of the global economy. So, did U.S. policies lead to the downfall of China's economy? Let's recap the main points we've discussed. U.S. policies targeted at China certainly had significant impacts on both economies. On one hand, they disrupted China's manufacturing, supply chains, and exports, leading to economic challenges and urging a call for unity and support from the private sector. On the other hand, These policies also affected the United States, prompting discussions around global economic interdependence. Despite the economic turmoil, both countries showcased areas of competitive advantage. For China, it's the significant role of private businesses in boosting growth and innovation, even amidst a crackdown on tech giants. For the US, it's the ability to rally international support in addressing China's behavior, particularly in the realm of cybersecurity. Yet, it's crucial to remember that these effects are part of a larger, intricate narrative. The economic interplay between the US and China is a complex and ongoing saga, with far-reaching implications for the global economy.